Imam al-Tahawi, he was a brilliant scholar because he's known for his Aqeedah, but he was actually one of the giants of the Hanafi Madhab. His book on the Hanafi Madhab is considered really one of the foundational works. And he was originally a Shafi'i. His mother was a great faqihah in the Shafi'i Madhab. She's actually called Tahawi, and she has an opinion in the Bab al-Zakat. She's actually quoted in many of the Shafi'i texts. So she was a mujtahida. His uncle was the great Imam al-Maziri, Muzani, afwan. Imam al-Muzani, who was one of the great ulama. But he noticed that whenever he had problems, he would look into the Hanafi books. So that got him curious. Like, if the Shafi'i madhab is enough for us, why is he dipping over into the Hanafi books to see what they had to say about it? So he got very curious, and he started studying the Hanafi madhab and became convinced, and then changed his madhab, which he's used as one of the proofs that it's permissible to change a madhab if you believe that it's a stronger madhab or it's easier for you. For instance, of all the madhabs, the one that you can learn the quickest is the Shafi'i madhab. It can be learned quicker than any other madhab. And that in and of itself is an encouragement, especially for more common people who want to learn their fiqh. The Hanafi madhab, the usul is very sophisticated, and the Maliki madhab, the usul is very sophisticated. The benefit of the sophistication is when you're in sophisticated societies, they're more amenable to those societies. So the Shafi'i madhab is if you look at the places where it spread, it tended to spread in areas like Indonesia, Malaysia, East Africa, Yemen, in places where the societies were actually quite simple. And in the areas where there were Shafi'is, in sophisticated areas, they would tend to be ruled by Hanafis. So the Hanafi and the Maliki madhab spread in very complicated societies, like Andalusia, and the great empires of Islam tended to be either Hanafi or Maliki. The Hanbali, only recently has it ruled in Arabia, but traditionally it was not a madhab. It was a madhab of scholars, in fact. Very few common people were ever Hanbalis. It tended to be a madhab of scholars. It's a hadith-based. Shafi'i is hadith-based. Hanbali is hadith-based. Malik and Abu Hanifa are hadith-based, but they are also, there's a very strong rationalistic approach. So the naql and the aql are stronger. And that's not to say the Shafi'is didn't develop very sophisticated, because as time passed, they recognized some of the limitations, and so introduced things that enabled them to deal with complex situations.